welcome to the channel. Here today, for the first time we are going to be reviewing a Barca defeat. After such a good start to the league season, we have lost our first Champions League game, and honestly today, the blame has to go to one man, so let's talk about it. This is how we lined up. Of course no Dani Olmo, but I thought Flick would use Rafinha as a number 10 and use Ferran or Ansu Fati out wide, but he instead decided to use Pedri as a 10 and Garcia as a 6. Now honestly, I feel Pedri is much more comfortable lower in the midfield because he gets to control the ball and the tempo, and have a natural 10 inches front of him would allow him to do that. But honestly, let's forget all that and focus on this. If you were the goalkeeper in this situation, what would you do? You could pass it down there to Kubarsi, you could have also passed it to Inigo here, or you could have just cleared it to the wing where I think that's Balde. But how in your right mind in this situation do you pass it to Eric Garcia in the middle, and Eric has to sacrifice himself? And this just reminds me of the PSG game all over again, where wouldn't it have been better for Araujo to let Barcola through, and even if he had scored, it was still 1-1 and we would have 11 men. Eric could have just let it go and say, there's nothing I can really do here, let them score so we can pin it on Ter Stegen, because Ter Stegen set up Eric there. And what pisses me off more is he comes out after the game and says it was his and Eric's fault. No, it wasn't. It was yours. Monaco's first goal. This is Ter Stegen, by the way, looking at his near post like he just saw a baddie walk by. Didn't even make the effort to dive. And then the red card really ruined our game plan, because Hansi Flick, even after the red, he's not looking to take anyone off. He insisted on his high press, high line play, and Monaco exposed that. They put balls over the top, again and again, and we did hold the offside line pretty well for the most part, but when you run that gamble, one mistake can be expensive. They get through one-on-one with Ter Stegen, the Monaco player shoots it straight at him, but guess what? It goes in. Some of you may think I'm being too harsh and that being a goalkeeper is not easy at all. I agree, but when you are the Barcelona goalkeeper, you have to be one of the best in the world, and Ter Stegen hasn't been that for a very long time now. Someone like Courtois, how many times has he bailed Real Madrid out of trouble, like against Stuttgart on Tuesday? If he wasn't in goal making big saves, Real Madrid would have conceded 3 or 4 goals. When was the last time we could rely on Ter Stegen like that? It's not a coincidence that he was the goalkeeper in our Champions League tragedies in 2018 and 2019. All of this took away from the fact that Lamine Yamal scored his first Champions League goal, and this guy is special. Even with 10 men he was fighting, trying to create a solution, in the fact that a 17-year is having to bail us out. It's not right. Casado also fought in the midfield despite being the single pivot for 80 minutes of the game. Really, I'm gutted, but luckily for us we still have a long way to go in the new group stage, as we have 7 games, 4 of them being at home, so we need to pick our heads up and look at Sunday, as we have a tough test in Villarreal. So we need to lock in, and Hansi Flick has to learn from the mistakes of this game. And we have to look at signing a top-level goalkeeper in summer 2025, because the one we have right
It's time to go!
now. So that is it, guys. If I continue any further, my blood pressure will go off the charts, so I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think in the comments, and well, I'll see you for another game this Sunday, and so until next time, as always, Visca El